Hello, house. Time for Clash of the Supporters. You know, Morning Fresh detergent, they always add these things, or they used to at a point add these things when you buy the Morning Fresh detergent. They're very useful, especially for scratching back. So anytime that's why you always see me carrying these things. It is scratch back. Well. Thank you, Morning Fresh detergent. So, Clash of the Supporters. Daddy, I need help. So does Buhari. Benny Ak. Washiri Baba. Happy New Year. How are you doing? Brume. I don't see my people. Lang lang. Ah, is my eye paining me or is this? Brume, oh, you're not sending me requests. Mama Tuzi, I remember that. Mama Tuzi. Eh? Mama Tuzi, where are you? Where are you guys? Am I not following Mama Tuzi?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mama Tuzi.
How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting for Brume. Then Atiku's camp. Atiku's camp. Where is Atiku's camp? I'm trying to find who is Atiku's representative. Hey, be like, say Atiku no send rep. Oh. Chai, I've been on my eye. Okay. Okay. Brume. Where is Brume? Okay, Brume is here. Brume is here. I've sent Brume. Musti never send me. Oh. We're in trouble. Oh. Musti, who is representing you guys? So how have you been, Mama Tuzi?
I've been good.
You're looking very
been
fresh
good.
today.
Yeah, I just turned off my computer now, so I've been busy. There's been a very, very busy day.
Okay,
For me.
you work as an RN, if I remember correctly.
Yes, but I'm not bedside anymore. I've not been. I did that for 8 years. I'm in operations now. I'm in clinical operations and safety and quality and safety operations. So I'm an office person. I'm actually working remotely currently. I'm working from home.
So you have nurses that work from home.
Yeah, nursing is not all nurses are bedside. That's the beauty. You can transition from bedside into other roles. We have nurses that are IT people doing IT because healthcare IT. So you can work with IT. Nurses are in research. There are nurses in biomeds, medical device, different area.
Brume,
So
this one where you come with tight face.
Good evening. Happy New Year.
Good evening. Please, who is representing Team Mustafa? I mean, sorry, I said Mustafa. Yeah, Mustafa. Who is representing? So I'm learning a lot about this nursing. I'll host you one day. You'll come and tell us about nursing. You understand, and what it takes to be a nurse, and all that.
I don't know if my sister, I think your sister is still doing bedside, right? Or is she out of bedside?
No, I know your sister is a nurse.
No, she's still
bedside now. Yeah.
I was bedside for 8 years. I actually was home health nurse for 2 years. I was bedside nurse for 8 years. And I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My hospital is like an insane place. So but I'm still working in the same organization. It's just in different role. So
a better paying role.
A nurse practitioner, Sha.
No. I'm a clinical. I'm a quality operations manager. So
does that come with more money?
Yeah, it's more. It's a leadership position. It's higher than being bedside. So most of my dealings now, I deal mostly with people, leaders of those areas. So, performance improvement, process improvement, and stuff like that. So
now, from where you are, what is the next?
So $10,000 a week COVID money. Yeah?
No, I wish. I wish. No, I didn't do that because now I work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 job. I'm a 9 to 5 job person. I work Monday through Friday, and I didn't have the extra strength in me to do that. Though I was too required because when COVID was at the peak and we had to have people, all of us that are nurses working in the office, we were actually pulled to staff. Yeah. And even when the vaccination started, I had to go to do the community vaccination in the stadium that we were using for the community. So nurses, even you are still a nurse, it's just you're in a different role, so yeah, and you still have your nursing license, so they pull you out. You need to help with us. All hands on deck. We really needed the help. So, but nurse practitioner, it depends. For me, that was my initial going to, but I knew that wasn't going to be end for me because my interest I felt that what I'm doing now, not in this role, what I'm going to do is going to be more impactful. I can touch more people's lives than just being at bedside. So I'm doing, I did my MBA and my public health. I'm doing health policy and management. So yeah, that's why. Mr. Femi, good evening. Continue your writing.
Femi is going to collect cane today.
Down there.
Yeah, he's there.
So who is next? Who is coming? The reason why I'm like, now you were talking about $10,000 a week.
People didn't get that. Nobody got $10,000 a week. It's more. They gave. No, that was a bonus. That wasn't their income. They gave bonuses because, like a state like New York, for example, if you guys were seeing it on TV that People were just dying. That was, when COVID just started, it was really bad in New York. They needed the nurses like everywhere else in the United States. We actually have close to 1 million shortage of nurses. It's going to get worse. It's not going to get better because our baby boomers are retiring. So we need nurses. So now hospitals are competing against one another and offering like, okay, let me pay you this so you can come and work for me. So that happened in New York, in California. They've always been crazy. Their own is different because they have unions, so they have issues. They have their own thing. But New York was paying people $10,000. Actually, that was the lowest. Some were paying $30,000. It's a bonus for you to even sign up to come and work.
$30,000 a month
or something. So then a month, they probably will now be paying them like $100 or more per hour, and you're working 40 hours a week. So that is a lot of money, but of course that was COVID money. So
some people are saying it wasn't bonus. My sister in Virginia got $10,000 a week excluding bonuses.
So it depends.
Some people said they got $1,000 a day. Nurses hammer for COVID though.
Those are travel nurses. That's what. Thank you, Brume, for helping me to clarify that. Those are travel nurses because we have something called traveling nurses in America. Just like even for IT, people doing IT, if you are working with agency, they might be paying you $7,500 an hour for a particular role. When you convert to permanent full time, then your pay goes down to like $50 an hour. So it's different because you are like contract.
What's a travel nurse? All this we are doing, we are waiting for team article, but we are learning. What is a travel nurse?
Travel nurses. Okay, so for me now, my license is Texas, but my license is not just to practice in Texas. I can actually practice in about 20 states because I have compact license. So if I'm working, I'm resident here in Texas. If they have a job for me, say one hospital in New York says they need nurses and all that. If I have a license that can practice there, I can sign up with an agency. So I'm working with an agency, not with that company, not with the hospital itself, but an agency that is helping them to staff. So I can travel to California for 13 weeks assignment. I can travel to Atlanta for 12 weeks assignment, stuff like that. So that's why they call it travel. We have travel nurses. We have flight nurses. Flight nurses are the ones that actually use, when they use helicopter to go and pick up patients and all that. I have friends that are flight nurses. We have nurses that are working on the cruise ship. The nurses are everywhere in different places, and hopefully Nigeria will get there one day.
No wonder everybody is leaving Nigeria to go and become nurse. Now, how much were doctors being paid in this period?
They didn't change the fee for the doctors though.
So that means nurses. So that means nurses.
The thing is this. One doctor can take care of 10 patients, for example. But for nurses, states have limits on how many patients a nurse can take care of. For example, for labor and delivery in Texas, I can't take care of more than 3 patients as a labor and delivery, not 3 patients. And this it can't be 3 high-risk patients. So if you're a labor and delivery nurse, so maybe one is just normal, regular delivery, and the other ones are kind of complicated. That's the max, because if you start getting this thing, nurses will start pulling safe harbor and filling out safe harbor forms. Safe harbor means that I'm not comfortable to do this because this is going to be, I can't take care of this patient safely. So they can feel that. And then if they are in med surgery, like 6 is usually their number, 6 patients to 1 nurse. So that's why for doctors, it wasn't like that crazy, because one doctor can be in charge of 20 patients, but you need multiple nurses to take care of 20 patients. And there was no nurse anywhere.
Okay, so are you trying to tell me, hold on, are you trying to tell me that there was a point in American history when nurses were making more than doctors?
Yeah, because our doctors that are like family practice doctors that are not like specialized doctors, general practice doctors, the average they make is about 200,000, 250,000. So if we have nurses, like we were saying, that are making, like the other person said, the sister was making 10,000, that is a lot of money. Of course,
10,000 a week. 10,000 a week is 40,000 a month, is 400,000 in 10 months.
No, that is I think Brume said that's 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
Yes.
10,000 a week is 40,000 a month.
40,000 a month, yeah.
And 400,000 in 10 months.
Yeah, and then they will just pay 23% of it for tax, or depending on their tax bracket, because with Trump tax they wouldn't have paid much, but we've gone back to the normal tax that we used to do, because tax for the starting thing, Trump reduced tax, but we needed the tax. So it depends. So at the end of the day, you have to also look at, because it depends on the agency you're working for. They also provide you insurance and all that. But even that time, even though some agencies don't do that, hospitals were ready to give you insurance because they really needed you to come in. So they wanted you to be protected too, because it was COVID, a serious situation.
Now, some people said 35% is the tax. Okay, now that COVID is over, because I love information. I can sit down and listen to scientists all day, nurses all day, doctors all day. I just like to learn things. So when I'm having a conversation, I don't sound dumb, which is what many Nigerians don't do. So a Nigerian woke up the other day and told me that if you go to school in Nigeria, you have no prospects abroad. You understand what I'm saying? That you cannot compete with those that went to. And sometimes, I now heard somebody else who said it is better for you to go to Unilag in Nigeria than go to college in the US. That you'll be rated higher.
College that person is talking about in the US. College is different from college.
I can tell my personal experience at the free, right? So some people, I went to University of Uyo, right? Even within Nigeria, people didn't regard my university as a solid, right? But fresh out of school, I worked with Schlumberger, right? And immediately, my very first assignment was in France, okay? And
you went to University of Uyo?
Engineers from Imperial College. In fact, first of all, my aptitude test. Then I went to VI to write the test, right? You see guys, UI, first class, so I was intimidated, right? But I realized that in education in Nigeria, we keep referring to education as the umbrella. But you have individuals who are learning. So Nigeria teaches us the same thing that they teach most people, except that our curriculum is quite outdated. Right? When I went to the world stage and I sat with engineers from other parts of the world, after spending a few days with them, I did not feel inadequate. I felt as highly educated as they were. But when we began to work, I did better than a lot of them, right? What they have is a very good practical understanding. We're at a dinner table, there's a candle floating in water, and immediately the guys say, oh, this is Archimedes' principle. I did not think like that. I can define Archimedes' principle, but it did not strike me immediately that, hey, if body would displace an amount of water equal to its mass. I'm like, oh, wow, these guys, they connect things fast. In class, when they give us assignments, they always finish first, and they go to the answer correctly. I took a longer time because then, for example, they were sharper with the computer and stuff like that, right? So our Nigerian education is good enough, right? When we go abroad, why do you think that most of the Nigerians are Nigerians, right? Because we still talk in class. We have the discipline. As long as you can read and pass and come out with one Nigeria, you can perform anywhere in the world. So nobody should feel like a Nigerian education is solid.
You finished from University of Uyo. What did you study?
You explained it right. Nigeria education, there's nothing wrong with our education system. Lacks the practical part of it. We do more of knowledge based, but here they will not just teach you the knowledge, they teach you the implementation of it, they teach you the analytical part of it, they teach you this critical thinking part of it. Nursing here, when you go to nursing school here, when they are giving you exam, they are not doing just your knowledge base, what is this? No, they are giving you a scenario where your patient came and all that. So which means is more of an analysis thing, it's more of a critical thinking thing. You have to read that question. This patient came with this. You have to look at, okay, this is the symptoms this patient came with. What does this fit in? So nobody's just asking you, what is anemia? Nobody's asking you nonsense like that. It's more hands-on practical stuff. And I'm glad that you mentioned that individual also matters, because we have people that will go to Harvard here and somebody else that will go to a smaller school here in one rural area. And when they are working together, you'll be like, you actually paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for your school. Who taught you? You'll be wondering. So it's individual too at the end of the day. Nigerians excel when they come here. They do well. But our chief of anesthesia at my hospital, Dr. Babatunde, is Nigerian. One of our friends in Alabama, Dr. Akishoto, is a doctor. He went to UI. He's one of their top doctors in Alabama. And so I know a lot of doctors. Some of my teachers, Dr. Amisu is from Niger. So when you talk about Africans generally, we do well. It's just that our curriculum, like you said, they are outdated. It needs to be revamped. We need to bring more practical into it.
You went to University of Uyo, Brume.
Yeah.
What did you study?
Civil engineer.
What did you finish with?
2-1.
Okay. And your first gig was Schlumberger?
That's a good company.
Yeah, so I spent my NYSC in Ibadan. I worked with ATR and partners, consulting civil engineers, right? So, like during that time, for example, like I had a chance to practice, right? I designed about 31 highways.
Good.
Like my dad is a civil engineer, so I already knew the Nigerian issue is that civil engineers, as a civil engineer, should get 4% of contracts from when so that's what they don't pay Nigerian civil engineers, so they are suffering, you know. Mm-hmm. And then if you don't have people in government, then you know it becomes a wild goose chase. So I saw that early, and when I saw the chance to enter oil and gas, I didn't hesitate. I was the best decision. My friends who stayed back, you know, they had to decide later to leave. The ones who are succeeding have political connections. That's the only way to survive.
Did you try to transfer to Schlumberger here, where you are now? Or
So the nature of my job during COVID, I was in Abu Dhabi before I came here. I was in a training center, right? I just got the job fresh. I just transferred from operations to training. The training center shut down for COVID. And my PR was going to expire. So I'm like, okay, instead of waiting, so I left oil and gas. I transitioned to IT. It took about 6-7 months to transition, but I'm in IT now.
Oh, okay.
Job that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. IT runs the world now anyway, and they pay well if you know what you're doing.
Yes.
All right, we're still waiting for this guy. I've not gotten any response from Musti.
Femi Aderoba is here now. You can bring him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Let's destroy him. Is it not correct?
Femi Aderoba, come and collect better working. So sorry, while I'm bringing Femi, thank you guys for the information. Mama Tuzi, you also went to school in Nigeria?
Actually, I started my college in Nigeria, and then I got my admission and I left Nigeria. I really did my undergraduate here. I finished first year at OAU, and then left, came here, started again from the beginning. So I went to school here in Alabama for my first bachelor's. Then my second bachelor's, I did that here in Texas. I have 2 bachelors. And then I'm doing my master's now. So I didn't really go to school like that in Nigeria when it comes to college level education in Nigeria. I won't lay a claim to it because I don't consider 1 year
Alaji Highway. Alaji Highway says I was his classmate back then. Alaji, what did me and you study in which class? So mention the class. So. Mention the class. So. All right, Femi Aderoba, are you ready to come and they say come and collect some?
Let them start.
Femi, why are you afraid?
Just wait.
No need to bring anybody in the group when you are already here now.
What do you want to do?
Femi, you'll be there in the comment section making plenty of allegations. Can you come live and defend some of your allegations? All right, let's go. Time done, they go. Let me try and see if I can connect with these people. Okay, so I'm inviting Femi Aderogba. Femi fears no one. Bongoli is defending him. Femi is very strong, especially when he's fanning Coyote. Black Mentor, DM. So I say DM, Black Mentor, WhatsApp.
Hello, good morning, Daddy. Okay, please.
Femi Aderogba, can we please see your face? You are the one delaying us.
I'm coming. Let me see what they're saying in the group. I actually want to confirm. Okay, I think Above Jordan is the one joining.
Okay, Above Jordan.
Let me ask him. Yeah, let me ask him. So I think it's one joining. Rumi, he said I'm afraid of you. Or yesterday. Just hold on.
I didn't say anything. I thought you should just come up and let's talk face to face now.
Let's talk exactly. Instead of saying comment section or typing.
No. Let me know he's representing us. So
come and explain special purpose vehicle to us.
Are you ready?
No. I think Above Jordan will be representing us. So let me get the clearance for him first.
Tell the guy that's coming.
Okay, Daddy Phrase.
All right.
Daddy Phrase.
Yes.
No, Brumia will answer that later. Daddy Phrase, so Above Jordan will actually be representing us this morning.
All right. Above Jordan. So what's his handle?
Yeah, Above Jordan.
Mo the voice, you need Kane. One light alive, Mo, you need. He says it's not above Jordan, it's above LeBron.
Above Jordan 1.
I will be beating this Mo the voice. He's not a good fellow. All right, Femi Aderogba, take care. Yeah, Above Jordan is here already. Above Jordan are my senior for University of Ibadan. Make una respect them. Big shout out. Now. Now, let me tell you what Nigeria needs to change. Where is Black Mentor? I want to discuss Nigeria with you people. Nigeria anyhowness. Black Mentor, are you in the house? I've sent Above Jordan. Black Mentor, I want to talk one matter we concern you. I want make you day live when I talk this matter. Just day the live. Shey they hear me, Black Mentor? Join the live. I want to talk one matter when you day the live. Black Mentor, I say Black Mentor. Above Jordan, get old. What is it called? Instagram. Above Jordan, please update your Instagram. Above Jordan, please update your Instagram. You need the latest Instagram. Remember one time we're live that Black Mentor saying go send me one jacket. I don't know if you remember. Now so Black Mentor send me jacket before Christmas. Like midweek December, if I'm correct. Midweek December. Now, Black Mentor send me this jacket. And he sent it express, which is supposed to be next day delivery. Finally, after checking all of them back and forth, I finally was able to contact customs today, only for customs to tell me that they held the jacket. He said he even did express shipping. Customs is holding the jacket, and I have to pay them 40-something thousand naira to receive the jacket.
To retrieve the jacket.
Why?
Today's date is 11th of January. 3 days express turn 1 month nearly. Why must everything Nigeria be slow?
What service was used?
FedEx.
What company?
FedEx.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, the communication is bad. When I was in Nigeria, I used to buy spare parts for my car from the US, right? And you know, I used to give at least 2 months because it arrives, before you get the station like customs, before they tell you how to pay duty, then you go to the bank and pay for like it was just a messed up process. And then they will not even deliver that, go to their office and go and pick your items, right? So it was frustrating, right? Here, no matter how big an item is, I buy it, it gets delivered, and it's so smooth.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I'm just trying to, because it doesn't make any sense.
Abroad, they don't work in Nigeria.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
Hold on, guys. Bongoli is suggesting that I restart the live.
Require that the shipper then pay the custom fee, and they expect the receiver to pay that would be the only product that should be happening to. So, and it's FedEx. That's why I'm like, FedEx, that's kind of...
All right.
That's interesting.
Bongoli is saying I should restart the live. So I'm going to go out and come back. Instagram, please fix your bugs. Y'all got too many bugs. So take care, guys. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to see if there's an update for Instagram that has fixed these bugs. Yeah, there is an update. So I'm updating Instagram. Sorry, guys. Updating the new Instagram. Peter Ebojele, how are you doing? All right, we're back now. Brume is back. So Brume, Mama Tuzi. In fact, let me start by inviting Above Jordan. Okay. So I've sent Above Jordan an invite. I've sent Brume an invite. Oh wow, Above Jordan, welcome. So it was really the network that was stopping you.
Daddy freeze.
Hello, sir. Brume and now Mama Tuzi. Awesome. Awesome. Man Dogsy says, can you rapture me? Man Dogsy. You see, you don't even need rapture. You are like bacteria that does not even need insecticide. What you need is antibiotic to flush you out through the rectum. You are not getting raptured. You are getting passed as stool. So goodbye, fecal matter. Bye, fecal matter, as you go down. Man Dogsy. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Clash of the Supporters. The guy's IQ is so low, he's there saying, please do. Ah, God. And a human being born this guy like this. So. I don't even blame the person who born him. Now, the people who gather on the 8th day say they want to do any ceremony. Now, them I blame. I blame the poor goat that had to lose his life so that there could be meat during the naming ceremony. When they should have named the goat and use him as name. All right, guys, we're here to have fun. Atiku Tinubu and Peter Obi are the leading candidates in the 2023 general elections. Before we even start, guys, postponement of election. What are your quick thoughts? 30 seconds each. Postponement of election. What are your quick thoughts?
Who's starting first?
Mr. Oglano, we'll be talking. Mr. Oglano can start something. You can say something.
Daddy freeze. Thank you very much for your service.
No,
there's no way, which of course we can thank you for. I follow this program religiously, and I'm very happy about what we're doing. We really appreciate you.
Thank you very much, sir.
There will always be a reason to postpone Nigeria election. They want to do that because things will not get better. It's not that Buhari is going to feel security within 2 months or 1 month left. It's not that things will be stable between now and May and then over date. So postponing the election, if they want to do that, they will always find reason to do that. But the question is, why do they want to do that? There's no point. So don't discourage people. Don't kill the morale. People are already wired for that date of February. So I don't think it's the best thing for them to do at this point in time. Except they are afraid something is going to happen to them.
All right, who goes next?
I don't mind. I'll just go. Yeah. Hello, everybody joining. Hello, Mr. Ogunlano, because Bruno and I have been talking. You just joined us. How are you doing?
I've been following your conversation. That's very nice one about nothing in the US.
Yes, sir.
Education in the US. I study in Nigeria, and I lecture in one of the best universities with Nigerian degree before I got another degree. So our education is very good.
Yes.
It's about individual, like Bruno mentioned. It's about individuals.
Yes.
Pastor Bakari will tell you he got his law degree in the University of Lagos and went to the UK, was a lecturer at one of the best universities.
Yes. Yes. When it comes to the issue of the election, I know this is not the first time that we will be having general election and we'll have all this chaos and drama about elections will be postponed, and it never materialized. I do not think that at this point the election should be postponed, because like you rightly said, people are wired up. Everybody, no matter who you're supporting, everybody is like happy. They are ready to exercise their franchise. So postponing it is just going to create unnecessary noise, pretty much, and suspicion. And that can just lead to, we don't want any state of anarchy, or we don't want things getting out of hands that more than what we already have on ground. So in my own opinion, the election needs to go on as planned. The resources they have, if they need additional resources, they should request for it. If they need people to foreign help, they should request for it. But the election must happen as planned. And of course, they need to provide security for all our people that will be doing this, taking the workers, the election workers, especially our NYC people. They are not there. They are doing their nation a service, being there, participating there. And none of them should lose their life because of that, under no circumstance. So hopefully, fingers crossed, things will stay the course, and by February 25, we can get this out of the way and we'll know where we stand. So, Brume, you want to add something?
Over to you, Brume.
Yeah. I think both of you have covered a lot of good points, right? But I want to highlight the fact that the reason INEC is given for possibly postponing the election is insecurity, right? The election doesn't more. I think we can improve security between now and February. The only thing the government can possibly do is to try to ensure that the security forces are actually used to uphold law and order, not use it as order security. We heard 2019. Let those boys notes. Somebody in River State had boys with hillocks and all these things like that. The insecurity during the elections are kind of deliberate. It's not a mistake that certain areas, experience violence during elections. Right? So, I think the election should, the government should be sincere to the security, especially for INEC staff, especially for NYST, coppers, right, who are going to be there with their whole lives ahead of them, was sacrificing their lives possibly for Nigeria, knowing that violence happens, right? So I really hope the government focuses on providing security and not trying to manipulate or pick or cause violence in certain places so that these elections will be cancelled, right? So for me, I really hope that energy is in the right direction. Personally, I feel like insecurity is not that will cancel the elections now, because I don't think that degraded far. They just direct security forces to do their jobs. Personally, that's my point.
Yes.
All right, guys. All right, everyone. Welcome to Clash of the Supporters. The gentleman right beside me, that is above Jordan. He is representing Team Atiku. The gentleman behind me, beneath me, not in financial status or social strata, just on this Instagram live alone. Mr. Brume is representing Team Peter Obi, and the lovely lady in green is representing Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Guys, as we're about to officially start, the topic, what's the topic?
Improving Nigeria's image globally, domestically and in international community.
Improving Nigeria's image globally and on the domestic scene. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Star Wars is about to begin as well. Last time we had Team Atiku win. No. We had Team Tinubu out of the blues. Team Tinubu out of the blues. Their poster is still on my page. Out of the blues. As in, Peter Obi's team had won the Star Wars. Because nobody else contributed to the Star Wars. I just said, okay, so it will not be like nobody has contributed. Let me just give 1 minute. Within that 1 minute, one person just came and dumped 30,000 stars. Baga! For Team Tinubu. Everybody fear. So Team Tinubu won a landslide victory in a 1 minute time frame. Just to show you guys that if you want to play Star Wars, start playing now. And your team gets a free poster. And Daddy Freeze gets a lot of insult usually. So help Daddy Freeze from collecting insults. Especially Peter Obi team. Because if I put Peter Obi team, nobody will insult me. If I put Atiku like, you have gone to collect money from Atiku's people. If I put Tinubu, you are part of Nigeria's problem. Anyway, for me not to be part of Nigeria's problem, or for me not to be the people collecting money from Tinubu, please, Peter Obi team, come and buy Star Wars. Help me. It is only you people I will put and nobody will insult me. So please. I know you people are always trying, and big shout out to Team Obi, by the way. Jokes apart, they always do well on Star Wars. Now, how do you take part in Star Wars? Let me show you this. Go to your to your Facebook account. You can only buy stars via Facebook. When you get to your account, top right hand corner, this side, right hand, you will see a search bar. Type DADDYFREEZE, Daddy Freeze. This page will show it's verified. It has 775,000 followers. Scroll down to today's video. You see me there raising my hand. That is it. Click on it. And bottom left, you will see the bottom left right there. That's the stars. Just you click on it, you can get stars. That little bottom, you can see that's how the stars pop up. Bottom left, guys, can you see bottom left? If you're watching on Facebook, that's how you do it. TikTok, bottom left, guys, bottom left. That's how it works. Okay, so come on over. When you're buying the stars, remember to include the name of your principal, the principal you are supporting. Just come there and buy your stars. Somebody's making noise in the background. Instagram too has a lot of problems these days, so make we not even lie, because I can't even see Brume. I was seeing you guys clearly at a point, but right now I'm no longer seeing you clearly.
I can see you. Can you hear me clearly?
Okay, yeah, it's fine. I'm watching with another account, but with this particular account, it's a struggle. But at least I'm more interested in what they're seeing, which seems to be okay. Let me. Okay, so everything is fine. So let us begin. Nobody has gotten stars. Go and get the stars. Let us start. Who goes first? Which team goes first?
I'm second. I don't know who goes first.
Who goes first?
I'm not sure. I can go first. I don't mind going first.
Okay, Brume goes first. Mama Tuzi goes second, and right now, Above Jordan goes third. Are we comfortable with that?
Yes,
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Red Label bought the first set of stars on Star Wars, 200 stars, and that puts Peter Obi in an early lead. Star Wars, Red Label, Team Obi Deity, They have 200 stars. Obi is currently leading Star Wars. Congratulations, Team Obi. To buy stars, go to my Facebook page. That is, go to your Facebook page. And from your Facebook page, uh, search for Daddy Freeze. When Daddy Freeze pops up, check. Oh, wow. He's bought another 200 stars. Obi is clearly in the lead now. No other person has come. This looks like an early Obi day. Obi is once again dominating the chart. So over to you, Brume. What is your take while we wait for Star Wars? You've got a 5-minute time limit, and your time begins now. Improving Nigeria's image home and abroad. Your time has
Can you guys
started.
hear me properly? Can you hear me properly? Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Daddy Freeze, for giving us this platform for this debate. It's really commendable for you to do so. Talking about our international image, right? It is difficult to say, that the international community as a whole does not respect Nigeria, right? As opinions and perceptions of countries can vary very widely. However, there have been a number of incidents in recent years that have called into question our credibility on the global stage. First of all, what people say about Nigeria. Donald Trump called African countries shithole. We saw how the UK, once Prime Minister of the UK, called Nigeria fantastically corrupt. The tag Nigerian scammer has stuck everywhere. In fact, someone in my office mentioned it today, Nigerian scammer, emails from Nigerian princes. Despite the fact that we don't even rank in the top 10 of scammers globally, right? We have countries issuing travel advisories against their citizens coming to Nigeria because of insecurity and corruption. You see the way Nigerians are treated abroad. We saw how they were treated in Ukraine when they were trying to repatriate, when everybody was basically trying to escape. We saw how Nigerians were treated. We've seen how Nigerians have been treated by Ghanaians, by South Africans. Generally, it's just a nightmare being in Nigeria, even in Africa. I've traveled across Africa, and it's always difficult to go, without any incident the moment you mention you're Nigeria. Especially, for example, when we used to have to carry the yellow card, right? They always said Nigerians stand beside. We've seen how students are refused student visas when they come from Nigeria. We've seen how the UAE bans Nigerians from coming to their country whenever isolated incidents happen in one emirate of the UAE. We've seen how Nigerian leaders go abroad on medical tourism for different reasons, right? We've seen how a current politician in Nigeria is in the UK on allegations of slavery or organ harvesting and stuff like that, right? All of these contribute to the bad perception of Nigeria as a country. I don't want to talk more about the bad things that people say about Nigeria. I want to talk about solutions, right? Now, first of all, this election cycle is supposed to be a turning point if we get it right, okay? We have 3 major candidates, right? 2 have grave allegations hanging over their heads, right? We don't know one's true age or name or state of origin or educational background or mental condition, mental alertness, physical health to even handle the job. We're not sure he can stand on a podium internationally and speak to people, right? The first person that will start to launder the image of Nigeria positively is a good president, okay? Now, the Peter Obi-led government plans to pursue the redemption of Nigeria's image through a few strategies, right? Now, the first one is improving governance, reducing corruption, and reducing the cost of governance, right? We have a history of corruption and mismanagement at various levels of government. Addressing these issues through measures such as strengthening democratic institutions, increasing transparency, reducing corruption, and cracking down on general malfeasance in government will help to restore our reputation, right? If we strengthen our economic ties, we have a huge trade imbalance in Nigeria, despite the fact that we are a major oil-producing country. We have struggled to diversify our economy and create sustainable jobs. That's why everybody has left the country, right? I'm sure at least 2 of us on this call are out of Nigeria, right? We have to build stronger economic ties with other countries through trade and investment. This will help to boost our international reputation positively, right? We have to address insecurity. The reason why we don't have people trooping to Nigeria as tourists is because of insecurity, right? We have our music, we have our sports on the global stage. People always ask me, I'd like to visit Nigeria, right? I cannot confidently tell them, go, because I know that even I as a Nigerian, I'm concerned the moment I step into MMA because of insecurity, right? So Peter Obi has promised to address insecurity as a matter of urgency, especially kidnapping, right? Now, pursuing sustainable development, right? We have a large and youthful population, which could be our advantage, right? We are well positioned right now to contribute to global development. The amount of Nigerians abroad alone that can come back and grow Nigeria and make us stand tall on the global stage in any sector of the economy are plenty. But we have to commit to sustainable development goals. Peter Obi, when he was Anambra State Governor, was rated the best based on MDG KPIs, right? So it's very important to create sustainable development, right? Improving diplomacy. There's one reason why Nigerians can be treated poorly abroad and nobody raises a finger, right? It's because our diplomatic relations, our ministries of foreign affairs, our embassies are focused on just issuing passports. There's so many things that they can do to ensure that Nigeria's image abroad is well protected. There's a reason why Indians are not called scammers, right? Their international relations are on point. We have to improve on that, right? Now, promoting Nigerian culture and values. We have a very, very, very rich cultural heritage. We have to promote our cultural identity through our arts, our music, literature, other forms of expression, right? Which we are doing already. But the problem is that Nigeria as a country is not taking advantage of the lights that is shining on Nigerians from outside, right? So it's something that needs to be worked on right now. And we need a young, forward-thinking president, one that has seen all sides, private sector, public sector, even lived abroad, to understand how to handle this issue because they're very sensitive. Now, respect for human rights and the rule of law, right? Of all the three candidates, we've seen how two respond to human rights issues. We have a government now that has blatantly defied court orders to release Nnamdi Kanu, or when Omoyele Sowore was in incarceration. Why would you allow lawmakers in the US and the UK try to intervene on behalf of activists in your country? Look at NSAS, right? We shot and killed protesters. And when the government had a panel of inquiry that said, hey, these are the findings, we still blatantly defied and denied the same recommendations of that panel, right? So we need a government that respects human rights. The international community right now, democratic countries, they respect countries that respect human rights. If we don't respect ourselves, we cannot be treated with respect.
Time up.
Okay. Now, lastly, I will say, please vote the only candidate, the right candidate that has respect, that has no pending EFCC case or corruption cases, that is clean, that has integrity. That person is Peter Obi. Get your PVCs, go to the polling station, and vote for the Labour Party. Thank you very much, Sally Freeze.
All right. Your time has started, Mama 2Z.
All right, let me put the volume up because I don't know what was going on with you, and it was too loud for me. Thank you very much. First off, we need to understand something, that nation branding or rebranding is very crucial, especially in a global world that we operate now. The world is one global village now, and your brand is very important. Why? When it comes to public diplomacy, your global socioeconomic competitiveness, for you to even have soft power, you need that. You need your image. It's very important. But when we have countries like Nigeria, which majority of the countries in the world, they are not just judged by what they say, but more on what they actually do. Nigeria as a nation has been battling issue of branding, not today, not yesterday. It's something, when we're even talking about rebranding, it's something that spanned over 3 decades. Obasanjo's military era, they had the Jaji declaration. I'm sure Mr. Ogunlano will know that one because you're way older than me, so I'm sure you are familiar with that. The Buhari Idiagbon administration tried to do rebranding. They had the war against indiscipline. Then we had the MAMSA with Babangida. And then, of course, during the Yaradua Obasanjo democratic rule, we've had the Heart of Africa. We've had the image rebranding. God bless the memory of Dora Akunyili. She did a wonderful job trying to clean up Nigeria's image domestically and globally. But we are still in that same problem. When we're talking about branding in Nigeria or the destruction of Nigeria's image globally, it's not just about government. It's two things. It's the government and the people of Nigeria. When you're talking about a nation, they're not just talking about the nation as the country, the government of that country. They're talking about it as an entity, the people that makes up that country. So before you start pointing and saying everything, because everything Brume have said so far, I've only heard everything government. You've not taken responsibility, not one responsibility, you as a citizen, how you have contributed to that. So I'm not going to dwell on it. But what I want you to know is that what you don't give what you don't have. So when you want to talk about what are the solutions, because we know we have problems, we can go from now till forever to talk about what caused this, how we've been called names, how Colin Powers have actually called us names, how Trump has said this and that. I don't care about that. Everybody says that. I hear that too. But now, our foreign policy, at least I can speak on that, this administration. Foreign policy, Nigeria's foreign policy with other countries in the world has improved greatly under this current administration, and that is a verifiable fact. Because you cannot do branding if you don't have good foreign policy. And for you to do that, you have to have you have to be deliberate in your actions, in your policy. You have to have engaging policy, effective policy approaches, whether through your visions, whether through lobbying for policy roadmaps, maintaining competent diplomatic missions. Those are very important. You also need to carry your own people along, because your people, no matter the work you put in, if your people are still going out there, when they know clearly they shouldn't take drugs to Malaysia and decide to do that same thing and then turn around and be calling Nigeria to come and bail them out so they don't get killed, those are the people giving bad names. Yes, corruption is one single thing that is also destroying Nigeria's image. In fact, that I can say that is number one thing. And the way government can fight that, they need to actually hold people accountable for what they do. It doesn't matter the kind of corruption, including tax evasion that Mr. Obi participated in, or bribery that Mr. Atiku did. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter whether intentional or not intentional, because I'm still trying to understand the meaning of SVP. So I'm going to let Mr. Ogunlano talk about that later. Maybe you understand it better. But those are the things you can do. And then also we can also use the media through public relation. Our media, we know that media in Nigeria, most of them are cash and carry. It's who pays them that they actually report something positive about. But when it comes to Nigeria should be everybody's business. So it shouldn't be about who pays me. We need to have a deliberate thing when it comes to PR, showcasing our Nigerians that are doing brilliantly wherever they are, domestically, in the international world. Like you said, Mr. Ogunlano, you said you teach. Now you have PhD, you do research. Why is our media not carrying that? Why do they believe that the only thing they have to carry about their own citizens is always the negative and never showcase the positive? So we need to encourage our media to do that too. And of course, it brings me to what you said, Brume, good governance. Because when people don't have enough, of course it makes sense. You know what, Daddy Freeze will come back to. Thank you, I'll come back to it.
All right, thank you so much. And finally, time for Above Jordan, my Egbon. 5-minute time limit. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, sir, go ahead.
I've listened patiently. Let me start. Bruno, and I'm happy to Priye today. Priye confused my daughter. And my daughter, she's telling me she's going to vote for Peter Obi. So thank God he didn't believe. I stopped my daughter from listening to Priye anyway. In 1983, why didn't he do anything better? Whatever you see today, people were committing suicide when Buhari came within that 9 months in 1983. I was informed too. Buhari started raising people. They went to UK to go and bring Buhari people illegally. I don't know what you do. I don't know what Peter will do, but I know what Buhari has done. And let's talk about that. But it's not even about rebranding. It's about restoring Nigeria global standing. In the year 2000, when President Kufuor became president of Ghana, I was part of the Nigerian delegation to Ghana. When Obasanjo arrived, in fact, we were crying. That leader was like American president arrived. And you know why? Not because Obasanjo has done anything. Within the first 4 years, the first 1 year of Obasanjo government, it came first home. The second year, we launched into satellite. I was in Australia when we launched our first satellite. He came out with policy, which of course, people started looking at Nigerian economy. But we are serious about, this country, this is sleeping giant. But in the last 8 years of Buhari's government, and Tinubu as the APC leader, which of course the man I respect so much, we still be faster of all these things. As at between 1999 and 2005, we have Abdoulaye Wade in Senegal, Kufuor from Ghana, Thabo Mbeki, and they came out with Nepal, and Nigeria was leading that Nepal. I was part of a working committee on youth on Nepal. And Nigeria was so respected because we don't have the issue of Boko Haram. The issue of human rights was all there. Now, how do we restore that global standing today? And that's the issue. I spoke to President Atiku today. I call him in the UK today. And let me tell you, one of the things we keep discussing with him, because on a good day, activists will not want to work with people like Atiku, they will not want to work with people like Tinubu. But like someone said here the other time, we thought about emotion, what is where we are today. Atiku is committed to deliver that kind of good action and immediate economic relief for Nigerian families who are currently grappling with the kind of situation that Buhari government and APC plunged us into at this point in time. And it's not going to be stingy where people will be hungry and people will be dying. They will not have anything to eat and you claim that you are saving money for the people and people will be starving to death. And this is going to include the action to control the level of national security, the kind of insecurity we have today. Refine economic relief, tackle unemployment, advance equality, as well as immediate measures to reform our national security. Just imagine, Ghana is deporting Nigeria during Buhari government, right? Why are they doing that? Imagine the number of people who want to japa in Nigeria to the young people. Imagine how worthless our international passport is today. Rume and Madam, here, if you work with the Jews or Indian, they will not tell you they have accent. But as a black person, they will tell you have accent. Do you know they tell you that? Don't you know that? Jew, they cannot even speak the English you speak. You know that? The Indian, when they are speaking, you will not even understand them. But they will not look at you. It's because we don't have a place to call our own. And how are we going to do that? First, for Nigeria, we have to take that role again. Take front role in ECOWAS and African Union and return that past glory to Nigeria, which of course we enjoyed during Obasanjo and Atiku era. Before Obasanjo and Atiku took over in 1999, Nigeria was a pariah nation. I was last president. I was in prison. Tinubu ran away. And that was what happened at that time. Obasanjo and Atiku restored that glory. Today, Tinubu is telling us that it's not going to cooperate on climate change. But Atiku is telling us that to restore our global standing, is going to work with our allies to ensure that we create alternative green energy and force China and international community to pay for the carbon emission, which of course they do. I was in Copenhagen. We were part of Copenhagen agreement. Nigeria was there in 2007. We have to rebuild our democratic alliances across the globe. So today, I think we keep talking about that. I know one of them, they gone there also, he went there also. He was in US last year. We have to champion our value. Like you all mentioned, that we are not fraudsters, we are not drug peddlers. Remind me of the name of this young man. The single corruption in the world today. That young man, that American who bring people on foreign what do you call it? Daddy, please, when you talk about it, I'm sorry, I'm running. This foreign this thing. That young boy, if it's a Nigerian, imagine what it's going to be. We have to support and commit, to the human rights teaching and respect our rule of law, not that you revocation of justice of federation at night and being legally arrested people. We have to equip Nigerian youth to succeed in tech industry and entertainment industry. Thank you. And that's how we're going to restore Nigerian global standing.
All right, awesome. Time up. Big shout out, big shout out to Team Atiku Abubakar. Right now, we're going back to Star Wars. Team Obi is leading. The usual lead has started. Can they sustain it? Red Label is topping with 900 stars. Godwin Sunday, Team Obi, 500 stars. Emmanuel Okoye, 50 stars. All Team Obi. No other person has got any stars. Atiku, where are your stars? Tinubu, where are your stars? Black Mentor, where are your stars? Black Mentor, where are your stars? Black Mentor was here a few minutes ago. Una don't drive Black Mentor come out. Make una tag am. Atiku people tag Black Mentor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time for rebuttals. Once again, how do you get stars? Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze. When you get to my page, scroll down to today's video and you will see how to buy stars. Go to Facebook. You can only get stars on Facebook. So guys, go to Facebook right now. Search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE, and you will see how to get stars. So, time to go to the second part of the show, and this part is called the rebuttals, and we're starting with Brume. Brume, please keep to time. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Let's make this happen.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to note one thing here, right? This is supposed to be a debate about what our candidates will do, you know, to launder the image of Nigeria positively, right? Mama Tuzi and I think Mr. Ogunlana, I didn't get your name correctly, right?
Yes,
both of you spoke very well, right? But like we have said over and over again, it's difficult to defend failure, right? So you gave good speeches about what can be done to improve our international standing, but you haven't said in clear terms what your candidate will do. If anybody replays this live, you will see I listed. These are the plans.
Sorry for cutting you.
No. You have your 5 minutes. This is my 5 minutes. My 5 minutes.
No, let him finish. You know, he always forgets what he said.
My 5 minutes, please, right? So let me go back to you, Mama Tuzi. Right? You mentioned, you know, all the MAPSA and all the, you know, efforts that have been made, you know, by previous governments to launder the image of Nigeria, right? The problem with Nigeria has always been implementation. It has never been the presence of programs and policies and beautiful glossy papers like your manifesto, right? The problem has always been implementation. So these things are there. We have laws that we do not implement, right? You also talked about citizens not taking responsibility, right? Everybody knows you've traveled a lot. Nigerians behave differently in the US or every other country than they do when they get back to Nigeria. People adapt. When you go to a place that has laws, you adapt. When you go to a place that has no laws, you adapt. When I lived in Abu Dhabi and we were driving, people did up to 160 between speed cameras. When they got to speed cameras, they reduced their speed, right? So you need a framework within which to exist. If there is no law and order in the country as established by the government, the people will be lawless. Expatriates come to Nigeria and become corrupt because Nigeria is corrupt. They are not corrupt in their countries, right? But go to all these oil and gas companies that you see, almost all their staff are corrupt because Nigeria is a corrupt country. So I don't want to hear any talk about we taking responsibility. It's at this point in time, we have to start from the top. We cannot be fixing ourselves when the government is corrupt. Why is our president the minister of petroleum? Why should I be honest when there is no honesty from the top? People will align when the top aligns, okay? We have to regard the law, okay? You said foreign policy has improved in Buhari's time. I beg to differ. So many things have happened within this Buhari government that show that foreign policy has not improved in any way. It is as bad as it has always been. In fact, I think it was best when Obasanjo was president. After Obasanjo and Yar'Adua, from Goodluck down to now, it has progressively become worse. Okay. Now you mentioned Atiku's misgivings. You're asking about special purpose vehicle, right? We're talking about the image of Nigeria. In America, your presidential candidate is known to have forfeited the proceeds of drug trafficking. It is clearly stated in court documents. In America, your candidate has children who live in $2 million condos in New York each. Where did that money come from to buy $2 million condos? In Nigeria, he's known to have taken property that was once belonging to either the state government or the federal government. He has turned Lagos to his personal caliphate. His reputation is in the mud. Nobody knows when he was actually born. Nobody knows his secondary school classmates, primary school classmates. What's his real name? Is he Amoda Ogunlere or Bola Ahmed Tinubu? He claims to have worked in Deloitte. Deloitte says we don't know who Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. We cannot have that kind of person come and say, I want to launder the image of Nigeria, right? And then he can't even give a coherent speech for 5 minutes. So he cannot even come and talk. To answer a few questions in small Chatham House, they had to bring a whole contingent of people that should have been working for Nigerians in Nigeria. The Lagos State Governor, Rufai, Kaduna State Governor, that should have been in their states fixing the country. They traveled with him to London to answer questions because he does not have the ability to answer questions. I can't even start talking about his gaffes now. Atiku, I will just read what Obasanjo said about Atiku, right? Obasanjo said, what I did not know, which came out glaringly later, was his parental background, which was somewhat shadowy. His propensity to corruption, tendency to disloyalty, inability to say and stick to the truth all the time. I can continue. But we also had a leaked conversation about how he said his principal should not practice open corruption and instead use special purpose vehicles to perpetrate corruption. So I don't know what these guys are coming to come and do, for Nigeria, but I tell you, if we make that mistake, they are both a disaster, or disasters rather. Thank you, that freeze. 25 seconds over.
All right, over to you, Mama Tuzi. Your time starts now.
I'm always telling you,
Rebuttals.
you always you have a selective amnesia when you are talking. Because you said, well, you didn't say anything your candidate is going to do, except when you talked. Everything you said was nothing that your candidate ever mentioned to do for Nigeria. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Secondly, you said that, the beautiful, glossy manifesto, the same manifesto that your candidate copied, right? Plagiarism. Somebody else will be in jail for that. Third, I'm trying to quickly respond to some of your whatever. You said Asiwaju can't answer question because Chatham House, he gave the other people to answer the question. Yet, Obi did the same thing, copied the same format. You know one thing that differentiates a leader from a follower? A leader will always innovate. They don't necessarily have to conform to things. Shiwaji doesn't conform. He makes his own path. So when he decided to say, this is a team effort and I'm going to get my team to answer questions, guess what he did? There's no criteria that you have to answer questions this way. He did it. And you know what? We are not like you. Because when Obi stole that format and decided to give questions that he could answer that was directed at him, decided to give that to the professor to answer for him, we are not as childish as obedient. We didn't make a force of it. So I'm just going to let that go. When it comes to the issue of foreign relation and foreign policy and who we do what, of all the three candidates, we know which one of them foreign envoys have been coming to visit to have a discussion with on how to move Nigeria forward. That only single candidate is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not Peter Obi, not Atiku. As a matter of fact, Atiku had to pay $5 million dollars or whatever to get himself to US here to go visit somewhere, but we've had Ohio State Congress people come here. We've had US, UK, Germany. We've had all their envoy go see Tinubu because they know his potential. Of these three candidates also, Tinubu is the only one that's actually been invited to the Congress of the United States. Yes, and he's the only one that's actually lectured on diplomacy here in the United States. If you don't know that, you can go find it. Anyway, going back to what Tinubu wants to do. One of the things he wants to do when it comes to improving our global image, especially when it comes to Africa, Mr. Ogunlana was talking about how we used to be very powerful within the continent. Is forming. We have at least five big countries in Africa. When we're talking about Nigeria, we're talking about South Africa, we're talking about Egypt, we're talking about Morocco. So those are big countries within Africa. We are trying to create a G5, and that is one thing he wants to create, just so that they can put pressure and they can actually advocate more for Africa. And you mentioned something about whereby Ashwaju said he would not respect whatever they say about climate change. When it comes to the issue of climate change, it is not just about Africa versus West. It is about the fact that Africa as a whole contributes less than 4% to global warming. And this point that Ashwaju makes is not just Ashwaju. I was in South Africa during the summer. I was at ESCOM. And I can guarantee you that the same statement is coming out of South Africa, because we should not have to pay the price for the mess that the West and America and China, all of them created. If they are not going to, ordinary 100 billion that they promised, they've not even been able to satisfy 1/10 of that to help African nations. So yes, they have the legitimate reason to put their grievances out there that we will not pay the price so that you guys can. No, Nigeria, Africa have third world problem. They have first world problem. If we want industrialization, what can get us quickly to industrialization is our natural resources that we have, that God already gave us. But what they want us to do is to go buy the technology, which we have no money to buy right now. So that is that. That is the stated fact, not all this propaganda or anything. So I'm going to go back to the image rebranding. It still comes down to, we need to fix corruption. We need to enhance our policy, which Ashwaju is going to work on, is detailed in his glossy, nice paper. It's detailed there. Interagencies working more, even with WTO, which is the World Trade Organizations. We need to have a permanent seat there to advocate for not just Nigeria, but for the whole of Africa also. We need to partner more with our countries that are in the sub-Saharan area to deal with the issue of security. And I'm going to get my own 25 seconds to deal with the issue of the sub-Saharan security, because most of the security situation is also coming from the sub-Saharan countries of Libya, Mali, and all the ones that surround us. So we need to do multiple things. But overall, also, our own people need to do well when we go out there. I'm sure, Brume, you always show the best when you go out there. And I can say that about myself. So we need more people to do that, because one person will do wrong and then the rest of us have to pay the price for it. Oh yeah, I've stopped now. I showed you 3 seconds. I even dashed you 3
All right,
seconds.
ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we go to Team Atiku Abubakar.
Blue, Bulava.
Team Atiku Abubakar, over to you. Team Atiku Abubakar, over to you.
One of them will become president. And what I want all of us to do,
Please, louder. Your voice is a bit low.
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying Peter Obi will become president.
Remove.
Let's continue.
Earphones don't work. Remove.
Yeah, we heard when you said Peter Obi will become president. We heard you.
They are using your time.
Can you hear me now? It's much better, right?
It's, if you can close, if you can return those things to their case.
Oh, okay. I think the battery is low. I think I guess. Sorry, I'm seeing the office.
No, it's okay.
You need to go to the town hall. The town hall is better. Town hall is different.
One of them will become president, and what I want to do, everyone of us, is to make sure that we hold them accountable. I would not want to eat the seeds of what happened when Buhari became president. And my good brother, Pioneer and Co, they came up with good policy, and to campaign for Buhari, and only for Buhari. I don't know anything. So whoever I become president is the responsibility of every one of us to make sure that they are accountable. No, we have very good plan for them, what kind of Nigeria we want to see, and that's why we're here. So I will not get into what Obi has done wrong or what Tinubu has done, but I will tell you what Atiku is going to do. And like I mentioned to you, and I will repeat that, like I mentioned to you earlier on, I spoke to him today on phone. He's in London. I called him in the morning today, so before I spoke to him. And on the issue of climate change, we are so blessed in Africa that we don't even need to even spend much on their technology. We have sun, we have everything green, and that. But the way forward, whatever that is green energy, that's where the world is going to. And part of what former President, Vice President Atiku is committed when it comes to is for sure that we operate on the climate change accord, the Copenhagen Accord. We're going to work with all our allies to ensure that we create alternative green energy and force China and other international communities, because they are responsible for 90% of the emission, carbon emission, to pay more for that. Why Africa will work on technology based on what we have. If you go to that Sahara Desert, the Denmark, they have an array of panels. They were engineers. Go and research on it. You see, they are already working in there. Whereas we own all this, we are not doing anything with. No, we benefit from that, and that's what we are going to make sure that when Atiku becomes president, is going to work on that. Now it's not about rebranding. Like Bruno said the other time, I mean, there's such you don't sell what you don't even have. It's not about rebranding. It's about restoring our global standing. Do you know we are sitting down on the headquarters of corruption? More than Nigeria. What corruption is going on in Nigeria? It's just because of perception. That's what they want us to be known for. I forgot the name of this young man who just gets public to currency of it. That young boy who finished in MIT. I've forgotten his name. He just SBS. And thank you. Imagine if it's Nigeria. That's one of the most single fraud in the world. Imagine if it's being done by Nigeria. But nobody's talking about that. I just cyber crime. That is special curriculum on Nigerian scam. And if you look at it, but the new crime report, even see Nigeria here, Italians, the Mexicans, they do most of the cat scam, more than even Nigeria. And nobody's talking about it because we don't have a place. We are not respected because they think there's still the unemployment issue is there for young people. Every day, all what they hear about Nigeria is about kidnapping. All what they hear about Nigeria is about Boko Haram. And that's why today our people are going to Ghana and they are deporting them from Ghana. In Togo, they are deporting people under Buhari. People are committing suicide every day. Everybody wants to get back. So these are the ways this person I think is going to do to ensure that we take a front role in ECOWAS and African Union. When I was in University of Ibadan, one from South Africa who came to study with us on scholarship, Nigerian government gave them scholarship. Had that degree. People, this exchange program. Now they go to Ghana, they go to nearby countries. They don't come to Nigeria again because of the issue of insecurity. We always have coming from US, coming from Denmark, coming from Germany, for exchange program in UI. Some of our colleagues marry from there, marry one of them and step back with them, and they just say, you don't find them again because of insecurity. So these are kind of what we want. We want to come. So they don't want to come to a country where your policy, you cannot predict our policy. Imagine somebody you make your investment, you invested in Nigeria, and one answer and still one day and they burn everything down. Or you wake up one day and you see the president of Nigeria coming out with a policy which of course is not favorable to our economic growth. So the country of these are kind of what we are talking about. So you have a country where young people, small team, they are killing them. You have young people where you are not promoting them, they are so equity, where they don't have opportunity, where everything is broken. So I think as promised that when he gets there, the first thing he's going to do is to make sure that he keeps young people to be able to, for them to be able to succeed, particularly in film and tech industry and entertainment industry. Look at our young people today. Look at the video. Look at all those people. Now, that's part of where we're going to look into. So that the other time I listened to that, the person talking about what can Nigeria do, to be any currency exchange, so that our value, we have something, imagine that kind of thing. So this is kind of area which, of course, Atiku is going to look into to make sure that we restore our global standing. As at the time we got our independence, Malaysia came there to come and take our palm kernel sample. Today, they are the ones doing all those things. So we're not talking about that. We are talking about rice pyramid. Do you see any rice pyramid in Nigeria today? Can you even buy a father? Right? Why would we sit ourselves? So, once again, whoever I become president, our responsibility is that all these good things we are talking about, we have to hold them accountable to ensure against deporting Nigeria again that our passport is well respected, that we take our own role in ECOWAS and South Africa to be able to come back to Nigeria again, give them scholarship, that our education system is going to be restored, and as we not go on strike for the only reason they will say our education system is not the way it's supposed to be today. But that has been there since 1989. UNESCO rated Nigerian education falling below standards since 1989 when strike started. When I entered university between 1988 and 89, we started with IMF riot 6 months ago. After Babangida must go, 9 months ago, we took over Benin of Ibadan to go and beg Babangida to come and reopen. So since that time, the standard of education started falling, and that perception, they started having that perception that our education is not good again. Now, under the same Buhari, who promised us going to do everything. Now, I don't know whether as was return to class now, they don't return to class again. I listened to Buhari's interview. As of 2005, Buhari said, in our own generation, there's no, you cannot report anybody to law enforcement. You have to report them to God. Under Buhari, has anything changed? And under that Buhari, under that APC, Tinubu is a leader. Under that regime also, no, so whatever, I mean, you may be thinking about your candidate, make sure that you are the one who have this blueprint. These people don't want anybody to say, okay, I don't know anything about what I do. They must be accountable to make sure that all these things what we are saying here, so that we'll not be wasting our time. Otherwise, all what we are doing here is just wasting our time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Go on for that phrase. I want to just say something to
Thank you very much, Prof. And we're about to enter Gbas, so everything that needs to be said should be said. Congratulations, Team OB. You guys are currently leading Star Wars. Aside from Team OB, nobody else came out for Star Wars today. Not Team Tinubu, not Team Atiku. So big shout out, big shout out to Team OB. How do you participate in Star Wars? Team Atiku, Team Tinubu, how do you participate in Star Wars? Just go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Click, scroll down to today's video, and you will see how to buy the stars. So please do make sure you join us. We're there waiting for you guys. So right now, like I said earlier on, leading is Team Peter Obi, Team Tinubu. I can't find you guys. Team Atiku, where are you? Where are you guys? All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are you doing? Time for Gbas Gbos with a 10-minute time limit. Oh my goodness, somebody just stepped in. Brume. Oh, today is a Team Obideo. No single person that is not a Team OB person has even bought one single star. Omo, today not Team OB. And Brume is the highest star buyer. Big shout out to Brume. Big shout out to Brume. While he's here with us,
he's giving himself a pat on the back.
Yes, he deserves it. He deserves it. Brume, highest star buyer for the day. Big shout out, big shout out, big shout out. Gladly, what's his name? The Black Mentor must have slept off somewhere. So, and Michael, the guy from Team Tinubu, they're also quiet today. Is Team Obi going to win? We're going to find out.
The last minute sometimes he waits and
he just wakes up and bombards everywhere. All right, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's now time for Gbas Gbos. Are you ready?
I want to quickly say something. We are. I think we're ready, right?
A 10-minute time limit. Gbas Gbos has begun. 10 minutes.
First, let me say thank you, because no matter the capacity you served your country, that was a good thing, and thank you very much for doing that. But one thing I want you to understand is that we have 16 years of PDP administration. It was 16 low-cost years, and PDP administration must think that collectively, as a country, Nigerian citizens have forgotten about Dasuki Gate. As a matter of fact, in a, like you have said, in a country that actually have laws that they follow, they enforce and hold people accountable, those people should all still be in jail. That is including Mr. Abati that is working in Arise TV. And I'm not sorry to say that because he is one. He benefited from it. Same thing under the Obasanjo Atiku administration, people that allegedly gave bribe to the vice president of Nigeria, which was Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, they went to jail here. They're aliboting people. They are in jail. So, we can go on and on, but it's not really the past we're looking at. It's the present and where we're going. So when we're talking about how do we restore it, well, we've already said it. You have to start from your own home. You cannot put any image out there when your home is in disarray. You have to take care of your home first, which is including your home people in the plan on how you want to deliberately present your image globally. Working in partnership with your global friends, your international partners, because you want to get there. It's not quite as easy as everybody's trying to make it look like, oh, we can just snap finger like this and Nigeria will have this glorious image overseas. It's a daily thing, which I'm sure you yourself, you've already mentioned it. So that is one thing. And when Obi wants to, of all people, in fact, you know what? To even be talking about Ashiwaju and Atiku's leadership, comparing it to Obi is an insult. In fact, if there's another word that is worse than that, I would have used it.
I will stop you right there. I'll stop you right there. Both Atiku Abubakar and Ashiwaju do not have the pedigree that Peter Obi has.
What
Anyway,
pedigree? Tell me now.
Quote me anywhere. Start from the private sector, right? Start from the private sector, right? Let's look at the areas before politics. Atiku was in Nigerian customs, right? Finished from customs. The story is that he began real estate at some point, then he met some Italian and started Intels. Then at some point he won election as the governor, then became Obasanjo's vice president, right? He is so insignificant to that government.
You talk about Atiku. I don't want you to tell me about Atiku. I want you to tell me about Obi, because you said Obi has the pedigree.
I am coming.
What I want you to tell me is the pedigree.
I'm addressing the pedigree. I am addressing the pedigree, right? I'm addressing the pedigree. Look, the topic for today is restoring our image. Okay, the person that's going to restore the image is very important, right? Yes. Now, I don't want to question Atiku's source of wealth, right? But his own principal, the person he worked with, has said that he is corrupt, he is disloyal, and he comes from a shadowy background.
Yes.
And you can see the latest news that came out last week is a live phone call where Atiku is openly confessing to the fact that he went to meet his boss and said, Oga, we cannot practice open corruption. Let's use special purpose vehicles. He said EFCC scrutinized the account, they found nothing, blah, blah, blah. That's Atiku. Let's come to Tinubu. I will start from the front to the back. As of today, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot hold a coherent conversation with me and you.
Oh, you made me laugh.
It is clear. You can live in denial all you want, right?
No, I'm not.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu
you play.
is the biggest dope in the history of Nigerian politics.
You know what you still haven't done? You know what you still haven't done, Truman? You still haven't done. You still haven't done.
Yes, I have to discredit your candidate first. I'm discrediting your candidate. When I finish, you respond, because you say that it's an insult.
Finish your thoughts. Finish your thoughts.
I'll be to your geriatric candidate, right? Anyway, so let's look at Tinubu, right? Everything Tinubu has said about himself is embroiled in controversy. Where was he born? Who is his father? Which primary school did he go to? Who are his classmates? Right? Who are his secondary school classmates? What happened before he went to Chicago? Even the Chicago that he went to, some say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a female. Some say, like, there's so much controversy. Okay, I worked in Deloitte. Oh yes, Deloitte said he did not work with them. Then his spokesman said, if you live in a house with people that work in a company and you help them work, then you work in that company. Like, how insane does it sound? Look at the level.
Okay, now tell us. Why your candidate is the one with the pedigree.
Now your candidate forfeited $466,000 of heroin drug trafficking money to the U.S. government, came to Nigeria and became a kingpin in Lagos, right? The Lagos that we keep talking about, we need to remember that before Tinubu came, Lagos was capital of Nigeria.
You are wasting 10 minutes.
I'm coming.
You are wasting our 10 minutes. Can you please? You are talking to intelligent people. Can you please tell us why you are saying that your candidate has the pedigree to lead this Nigeria, to lead the nation? That's what we want to hear. I'm waiting to hear that. I haven't heard that. You spent 5 minutes talking about all this propaganda bull crap.
You can be shouting. You can shout all you want.
Yes, I will, because my time is very valuable. Time is money, and you are wasting it.
All you can do is shout, right? Both.
Tell us the stuff which you have not said anything.
And I'm coming. Let me finish. Let's start from corruption, right? Right now, the only thing you guys can say is, Peter Obi has foreign account. That's all you can say, right? But Atiku has an extensive history of money laundering, right? Him and his wife in the US, the Igbo one, right? They're fingered by the US government as money launderers. That's why Atiku cannot go to the US without paying lobbies to getting visas during election cycles only. Tinubu, is it EFCC, or is it the fact that he has cornered Lagos properties, or his money laundering case in the US? Let's even leave that one, right? Let us come to their records as governors.
Okay,
right?
You know what? Enough of talking. If you have something to say, please let's talk. Because he obviously does not have anything
You don't want to hear it.
any intelligent thing to say about his candidate. It is quite obvious. No, it is quite obvious you have nothing to sell. The only thing you have to come and tell us here is to talk about Atiku, talk about Tinubu, and we don't have time for to sell your candidate. Mr. Bruman, sell your candidate. That is what we are saying. Stop.
Mr. Peter Obi has sat on the boards of several financial institutions, right? He was the chairman of Fidelity Bank when he won the Anambra State governorship election, right? Mr. Peter Obi has distinguished himself in international business and is not embroiled in any corruption case. Integrity. As the governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi was known to have reduced cost of governance, as well as developed several sectors of the economy at the same time. There is no corruption case against Mr. Peter Obi today. Peter Obi left Anambra State better than he met it financially. In terms of what he did as a governor, right? I can't mention all. What's 1%?
By 1%. That's how he became
18%. Excuse me. IGR has no effect.
What did this predecessor leave the account with? Where does IGR come from? Where does IGR come from? What did Obiano do?
Where does IGR come from? Where does IGR come from?
Because you like to see. You know what?
Okay, let me educate you. Let me educate you, right? Stop shouting, Mama Tuesday.
What you're saying does not make any sense. You do not have any intelligence with it. And you are quite an intelligent person to be trying to be doing this nonsense propaganda nonsense thing. I'm not insulting you. I'm just telling you that this is an intelligent conversation. If you have something to say, you say something.
You have nothing to say, Mama Tuesday. That's why you're shouting.
Some propaganda. I'm not shouting. I'm just telling you that
there is no propaganda. There is no propaganda. Atiku laundered money. Tinubu is the most non-straightforward candidate ever. You have not defended anything I said. You have no defense. All of you, yourself, and all the supporters of Tinubu, you have nothing to say. All you can do is shout. And shout. You cannot silence the truth, Mama Tuzi. It's not Twitter. It's public knowledge. In fact, I'm disappointed that someone like you can support Tinubu. It's highly disappointing. Honestly speaking,
I've already this thing silent for you. So
silence it. As I was saying, right? As I was saying about my candidate before, right? I'm talking to Nigerians now, right? You guys talked about holding
Mr. Bulano to talk, please. Bruman.
This is bad news.
Only 10 minutes, and he needs to talk to defend his candidates, right? So give him time. Give him time to say something.
This is bad news. Excuse me.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you are calling yourself, it doesn't matter whether I'm
you will not allow me to talk. When I was talking, you were shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting. You are just shouting.
Talk too.
Because you don't want me to talk, Mama Tuzi. You are trying to silence me. You will not silence me. You will not silence me.
I'm allergic to nonsense.
So I am trying to let Nigerians know that both yourself and all Atiku supporters are making a big mistake if they continue supporting corrupt candidates.
Yeah, but your candidate is not corrupt. So all that money that you went to put into this money, they are leading in Pandora. Has he explained how his aid ended up with 200 million? Has he explained it all?
That is not his aid.
Please go and sit down.
Educate yourself, Mama Tuzi. That was a private contractor. That contractor was costing 250 million. That has nothing to do with Mr. Peter Obi.
The difference between myself
propaganda here. We are tired of nonsense.
We actually try to in facts. I'm not your nonsense propaganda.
You have no facts. You haven't spoken one single fact today. You didn't even let me talk because you have nothing to say. Your candidate is embarrassing. It's an embarrassment to you. I'm sure you hide yourself in shame after this debate. You have nothing to say, so you're shouting. You've succeeded in consuming my time by shouting and shouting. You have nothing to say. Mr. Golana, please talk. Mama Tuzi, you should mute your mic. Off your mic, please.
What is of people? You look at the composition of the executive of APC today. The chairman was former PDP. Out of that 16 years you mentioned, the secretary. In fact, 70% of all the APC ESCO they used to be part of PDP, and all of them they have corruption cases with them. Peter Obi was PDP yesterday. Nigeria is a kind of country where you can sleep as APC today and tomorrow you wake up as PDP. So let's assume that we don't have politics of ideology. We only have politics of people. So about what we are doing, that my people are. So that's what we have in Nigeria. So I don't like discussing that at all. So if you are saying, oh, thank you, because those people who are APC today were part of that because now, let me tell you, women, look, if you are talking about integrity, nobody will pass integrity test in Nigeria. Let us talk, because I've talked to young people, I like the passion.
Peter Obi has passed it already.
So, yes, there are something like small people.
Point at name one corruption case against Peter Obi. One, just one, please. Just one.
The same people, no, that's just bad. One change.
No. Name one corruption case against Peter Obi. I can tell you, Atiku has a $40 million money laundering case in the US. Tinubu forfeited 400 and something $1,000, right? Name one case against Peter Obi. None.
The man is a saint. And that's the issue. And that's what the only thing you can do is this your passion, this energy. If Peter Obi, which of course I know, under the kind of framework we have in Nigeria today, I've been there before, I know what I'm talking about. Peter Obi cannot, when Obasanjo is recommending Peter Obi is pointing to the future, not now. Not this February election.
It is now. It is now. We need Peter Obi now. Atiku will collapse Nigeria. Tinubu is a disaster. Tinubu will not be in control of that government.
Mr. Ogulama, you can't answer your question. He said his candidate has pedigree. That pedigree is yet to say it. What that pedigree is.
Okay.
What
can I talk?
You have yet to say it.
Now, can I talk? You don't want to hear it.
They say, oh, they want new change. They want that. If you are looking for, let us go for sure.
Say it.
They are talking about new. They are talking about people of integrity. Peter Obi, I respect him. He's a very nice man, very highly cerebral. But if you are talking about integrity, forget about it.
Exactly.
Peter Obi will not become.
No, I disagree with you. What is integrity, please? What do you define as integrity? What's the definition of integrity?
So, don't let me go into academic part of it. Peter Obi was governor for 8 years. His answer enough.
Yes.
Pandora issue enough is enough to disqualify.
How much money did Peter Obi transfer to his Pandora account? Why is there no corruption case against Peter Obi from the EFCC?
You live in the US.
There is none.
If you take
Even when I was in Nigeria, I had foreign accounts.
Is there a corruption case in the EFCC against Atiku and Tinubu today? Is there an active corruption case against them?
Please, go and Google.
They don't have any active corruption cases. Stop saying nobody. As a matter of fact, Obi is the one that EFCC has invited because of the Pandora paper. And that is in the newspaper. And that is true. And I can show you now because you people don't know how to read.
I just gave you figures. Asiwaju has a pending EFCC case, Mama Tuzi. Go and Google, my friend. You know how justice works in Nigeria.
All right. You guys had a full 15 minutes. All right. Time up. Time up. Time up. Time up.
Thank you so much for your contribution. I wanted to hear you talk because your contribution was really, it was insightful. You said it.
Time up. Everybody, time up.
Somebody that has not been part of the system, they should vote for Showore.
Time up. Time up. Everybody, time up. All right. Time up. Time up. Time up.
Mama Tuzi, I'm surprised you believe what you are saying, right?
Oh yeah. Time up.
I'm embarrassed to be in your generation. I'm embarrassed.
Time up.
I swear. I'm not kidding you. How can you support somebody who said a town hall?
To be in my fucking generation. What the fuck is that?
Calm down, guys.
Embarrassed that you live in US and can support Tinubu. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
Guys, no. Oh yeah, no.
I'm talking to you.
I'm sorry I have to grow like that. But seriously, the fuck is
calm down.
Is it not you have the right to support the fuck whoever you want to support?
Hey, stop the swearing.
Tell me who the fuck I should support.
Hey, sorry, I had to remove Mama Tuzi. Mama Tuzi, I don't mind you guys getting upset with each other, but you can't use swear words. I'm so sorry about that. You guys cannot use swear words. Okay? I'm so sorry about that. You can't use swear words. No matter how angry you get, you can go at each other, have no problem with people going at each other, but you can't use swear words. So I'm going to bring Mama Tuzi back. But you guys have to note that you can't use swear words.
Thank you, Daddy. Please have to drop down. So please.
All right, so let me bring her back and Mama to.
I'm Brume. I like the energy of young people supporting Peter Obi, but you know we have to understand that this is beyond emotion. I like the way you articulate your issues and everything.
Okay, Mama Tuzi is gone. Mama Tuzi is gone. Her back on the live. So here's what we're going to do. I'll try to get her back, but now Brume, time up, guys. Next time I'll have to issue a warning. You cannot use the F word. You cannot use profanity of any sort. It's wrong. Okay, no matter how angry you get, you've got to stay within the confines of decency, please. So parting notes, everybody has 1 minute each, starting with you, Brume.
Okay, I don't have many parting words to give, right? The only thing I would say is for the three candidates who are contesting the election, the records have been in the public domain. In Nigeria, we take sides. We take tribal sides, religious sides, and we stick to them no matter what. In the face of fact, we will stick to our positions as if we are trees, right? You know, and sometimes we need to be a bit objective. Okay, we all know the records of all the candidates, right? And it will be wrong for anybody anywhere, you know, to try to cast aspersions on a candidate who doesn't have any foul play, any corruption, or any negative press associated with him, right? Amongst the three candidates, I think I'm very objective, right? In the last election, I did support Atiku Abubakar because then I felt, yes, that combination of Atiku and Obi was better than what we had in Buhari, right? But this time, we can see how much traction the obedient movement has gained. And the fact that the person in front of the movement is a man of integrity, right, has motivated young people like me to support him, right? And I will encourage every Nigerian, please vote your conscience, vote for the right person, leave tribalism, leave religious sentiments, and don't let people tell you that Peter Obi cannot win. It is a psychological ploy that they use. They keep repeating, he cannot win, he cannot win, he cannot win, and you start to believe it. Believe you me, Peter Obi can win the next election. The polls say it, the data says it, and I believe he can win, and I think he's the best for Nigeria. So please get your PVCs and go and vote your conscience. For me, if I were in Nigeria with my PVC, I will vote Peter Obi, and I expect young people to do the same. Thank you.
All right. So I've sent Mama Tuzi an invite. By the time we're done with this in the next 2-3 minutes, I'm going to be announcing the Star Wars winner. So over to you, sir. What is your take?
So, Daddy Freeze and Nigeria. With where we are in Nigeria today, there's no time for experiment. Wari was an experiment. We don't want to experiment with somebody who's not experienced enough. We have systemic issue in Nigeria. Even if we bring Jesus Christ with the kind of system we have in Nigeria today, in fact, we'll be doubting whether we bring Jesus Christ or bring saints or whatever who becomes our president. And the only person that can do it at this point in time is Atiku. He has good record of service. He has experience. He can unite Nigeria. Forget about, we want this person can do it. It takes someone who has experience, who can unite Nigeria, who understands what is wrong with the system, who has been here before as vice president, to be able to do the right thing, to be able to correct through all the reforms, which of course we need in Nigeria. And that is only where we can have a platform, where we can have young people to come and build on that platform. And I would encourage whoever that's listening to me today, when you are going to vote on February 25 for being president, we have to vote APC out. We cannot continue this way. Tinubu said he's going to continue with Buhari's legacy. Buhari also said the same way. It means another 4 years or 8 years of poverty, people jackpot, all this kind of thing. We cannot continue that way. And we cannot just experiment on what we don't know. We don't know how Peter Obi is going to do. So I would encourage people to vote for somebody who's experienced, who can unite Nigeria, who can bring Nigeria, restore Nigeria growth. And that person is like Atiku Abubakar. He knows the way and is going to show us the way.
All right, thank you very much. I've sent Bongoli a request so he can join us. I don't know why Bongoli cannot join. I've sent him a request. So on a parting note, guys, thank you so much for joining our live. Everything went beautiful until that flare. So we all need to be extremely careful with that. Please, guys, whatever we do, whatsoever we do, be careful not to use profanity. And going forward, anybody who uses profanity would be disqualified. I'm trying to bring it's showing 4 people, sadly. So I love Mama Tuzi a lot and I respect her, and I know she was pushed, but that is still not an excuse to use profanity. So this is where I ended. Big shout out to Team Peter Obi. They won Star Wars this week. Can I please have your they won it uncontested. No other person except Peter Obi bought stars today, so it is all Peter Obi. Big shout out to them. Let's see if they can do it again next week. Thank you guys for coming. Take care, God bless, and have fun. Please, guys, let's stay away from using profanity when we're live.
Thank you, Daddy Freeze.